What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? For this live stream and stuff like that, the way I left off. Shucks, shucks. I want to talk about the Alien franchise and stuff like that. What I left off on, that's what I would do with the Alien franchise, the MCU and stuff like that. What I would do to make it better. Because what's up, Barcode? That the last try I left off, I want to talk about the Alien franchise. Because the thing about me, right? If Disney owned the Alien franchise and stuff like that, if they want to make that successful, they need to make it rated R. The Alien franchise, they got to do it, and based on the violence and stuff like that too, to be in the movies. And kind of the lowest they can make it is PG-13, because you can't make the Alien franchise PG, because that just ain't possible. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because thing about me, it's two ways to do the Alien franchise, bro. So make it some kind of survival town alien movie. It's two ways, and those are the only two ways I know to make it successful. Because the thing about me and then with Disney, it sounds like Disney, in my opinion, just have to learn, like, you can't dumb down everything that's rated R and stuff that which you own, and that's the kind of thing you got to learn. And stuff like that, deal with movies and shows and stuff like that, are certain franchises. And kind of like the problem is, it's like Deadpool proved like you could be rated R and still make $1 billion. Because you look at it, Deadpool 1 was a rated R movie, and that movie made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
And for the bad thing about what I don't get is it sounds like Disney owned Deadpool, Disney owned Predator and Aliens. I don't get how they can't make good movies out of these properties. I don't get it. Because they got the blueprint, they got the first movie and stuff like that. And kind of like people saying to us, something it's too scary. The Alien franchises is a scary horror movie, unless you change it into an action horror movie, so like the Predator, and that'd be a good thing to do. And stuff like that, because you look at the game that coming out from the Alien Descent, they say that game is based on some kind of original story. Is what it said. It's not from the Alien franchise, not like that from Disney. It's their own original story, and the thing about it, I'm glad for that. I am glad for that, because the thing about it, for me, I have a feeling, in my opinion, if they would have let Disney put their hands on that story, that that game mechanics and stuff wouldn't turn out as good. I think, in my opinion, that's what I think. Because they my Disney, I like Disney as a company or some stuff, but that's what dealing with stuff that's rated R. You cannot let Disney touch it.
No, some stuff has to be rated R.
and the kind of thing about for me, and this says like the Blade writing team is just like delayed because of the writer's strike. But I'm looking at them, I say, wait a minute, you had 2 years or more to work on the story in a movie, and you telling me that you don't got nothing? That don't make sense. There's stuff in it. Because you look at WB just take about a year or less to make their writing good and stuff like that. They take about 6 months to a year to write their stories, turn it
Yeah.
in. And if they need to make changes doing filming, they make changes doing filming with the lines and stuff like that. It just if the actor got a better idea about a line, it sound like doing the filming. But but the thing about it don't take 2 years for a DC movie to be written, and that's dumb. So that's just me in my opinion. That's done to me in my opinion, though, because like some people in there who might be MCU fans might not like me, or just greet me and stuff like that. That's what y'all got a chance to come in. I got the link down below because the thing about today, shoot, I went live today just to see in my opinion who would have came in, who just would have came in, who just would have challenged my points on TikTok. But that's what nobody came. But the thing about it, I got some new followers just out of that going live and stuff on TikTok. But I part and stuff like that, and
That's good. Yeah.
it, yeah, and the kind of like thing about it, shoot, I probably got to go live more on TikTok. I think something like that.
Yeah.
Um, uh, just to see, in my opinion, who is willing to change my points based on the MCU.
Yep.
Because the thing about for me, shoot, when you go by movie in phase 4 and 5, some of the movies is good, but they shows and stuff like that bring down the
Hmm.
quality. It bring down the quality a lot. The phase 4 and 5. When you start thinking about the shows, oh man, that's bad. And think about the movies too. What aliens did the newer movies is not good. And kind of like the best movies came from the 70s, 80s, and 90s doing the Alien franchise, Alien 1, 2, and 3. Those the best ones I see. And plus the other one, Alien versus Predator. But the thing about it, so you can't really call it a Predator movie or Alien movie. You could call it some kind of crossover movie, I think.
Something like that for you.
Yeah, I could call that a crossover movie, that type of movie, because thing about me, in my opinion, shit, you can't really call that a Alien or a Predator movie. You could call it sound like Avengers, a Civil War type movie, or stuff like that.
Yep.
The Alien versus Predator movie. And but the thing about it, if you look at it, that's the first that's the first kind of Civil War movie that wasn't a Marvel or DC thing
Yep.
and stuff like that. And and sometimes just I think people forgets about that and so and people only think that Marvel did it, but that's what if they really was a movie and show person that that they would have think like Power Rangers did it before the MCU did, and plus the Alien versus Predator. Because you look at the crossover, the just the Ninja Storm Rangers versus Dino Thunder before they turned good, they was like a some kind of Civil War type thing. If you look at it, just as show type point before a movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of like everybody think they talk something, the MCU did it first. But this is me. I'm looking at them. I say that the MCU
Yeah.
really didn't do half these stuff first because think about if you look at it, Civil War wouldn't happen it, before Batman v Superman title came out. That
Yeah.
because the title came out first, Batman v Superman, and that when Marvel changed their title to Civil War, and that when people, in my opinion, fail to realize that shoot the MCU, in my opinion, had to change that whole movie around because of Batman v Superman. They had to change it around and stuff like that because think about it. Shoot the MCU, shoot to the MCU, so that they got the thing Batman v Superman for that movie they got and stuff like that. And that one people like in my opinion fail to realize because it wasn't for DC, you wouldn't get that movie. Because you want to get that movie you get right now, the Civil War movie. And they kind of think for the alien stuff what kind of got me confused, stuff like that, because when I keep on looking at I say, wait a minute. If the aliens made it is the predators made the aliens, then it shows that how did the aliens evolve and got off planet? Unless it was a human.
Probably kidnapped or no eggs. Probably that's something.
Okay.
Someone I'm assuming.
Yeah. Because the thing about it, in my opinion, shoot that they need to answer that in time for the next movie or something that dealing with aliens. It sounds like they need to answer how the aliens get to travel to all these places if nobody is taking them there and stuff like that. Up in my opinion, stuff like that I think it's humans and stuff like that. Who taking them different places, who try to take over, just thinking that they could control the aliens, but that's what they don't know, that you can't really control aliens like that and stuff like that. Because you got to kill it. Because you got to kill that alien thing. You got to kill the alien before it hatches and burn the egg and stuff like that. And some of the older people figured it out. Told us you can't really stuff like that. Because the alien is easy to kill if you're not shooting for a distance. That's the thing. You shoot for a distance, for up close, but you can't let the aliens bleed on you and stuff like that. And it put a scene like you got to have some kind of acid proof helmets and stuff like that to make sure that the alien acid just don't get on your face or stuff like that. Is what it seemed like. And plus the thing about seeing like for me, just for the predators, it seemed like the predators and aliens got their own civil war within them. Because the thing about it, when you look at the older alien movies, it seems like in my opinion that the other soldiers, aliens didn't like the queen or something like that. Because was that the second or third one when the smaller aliens was killing the big one? Was that the second one or third or something like that?
That's hard. I can't remember that one.
Yeah, the thing about me it sounds like I think that queen alien might have killed the last one. The last queen with the aliens had light, and plus it seemed like to me, in my opinion, that is that them soldier aliens was just waiting on the perfect time to kill that queen when it was injured. In my opinion, shoot, that's what it seemed like to me. In my opinion, because the thing about me that when you look at the quality of the early alien movies, like the big old director they let the movies tell the story. They let the settings of the aliens thing tell the story. They don't try to assert politics inside the story. They just it's aliens. It's about aliens and stuff like that, and they just let it. They just let the story go and stuff like that, and that's what people need to learn sometimes. Let the story, the movies, and the dialogue tell it. Don't try to tell everything before the movie come out, because the thing about what I learned is sound like in my opinion, when you try to hype people up based on stuff that you think is gonna be in the movie, it puts the studio actually just actually like cut your part out where you like, and then you look dumb then.
Yeah, you know.
And that was Zack Snyder had learned on this new Batman v Superman because he thought that it would have been something different. And but the thing about I learned something like that is like you can't really hype up a movie unless you know for a fact that's like that and stuff like that. And that was some people, in my opinion, just didn't learn. It sound like don't try to hype up stuff, but you don't learn and stuff like that. There's stuff like that. What I think because you can't hype up certain movies, in my opinion. Because the thing about me, if I was a director, assistant director, I would just say that we try to make the best movie possible and don't try to hype it up to be more than it is. And that when the new Alien was messed up at, what I think. Because it's the one for 2017 Alien Covenant. They, they were trying to hype that movie so much, and up in the commercials, I saw that movie. I
Yeah,
was mad.
you
I was mad, bro, because shoot, I saw that 2017 movie, Alien movie. I look at that, I say, wait a minute now. Some of these people up in the movie just could live if they would just use their common sense. Because the thing about me and common sense, sure, those aliens want to kill me, and that just my opinion. Cause you gotta have some type of common sense to deal with the alien universe, and they know about the aliens. That was bad about it. That universe knew about different alien planets and stuff like that, and it still
yeah,
died the dumbest way.
yep. Very true enough. Yeah,
And the kind of like thing about it, sound like I would understand if that universe people didn't know about the aliens itself and stuff like that. But that universe know about aliens. They know about predators and stuff like that and different planets. And they still decide and they still decide to make the dumbest decisions. Because you see a hugger on the floor, what's gonna make you think that not to pick up nothing and for you to fight back? And she let the hugger go on your face. I say, God, duh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, I was pissed off because the thing about me, if she was gonna die, let a full blood alien killer, not no tree, not no hugger, when she just could have prevent that from happening, in my opinion. And and that just me because you should not be you should you should not be dying by a tree hugger at all. And put the thing about it, she had weapons around them, which she could have used to try to fight the tree hugger thing. Because the hugger don't got no acid in them. It's just a baby. It had no acid in
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So easy to kill. That's like that. Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the easiest thing to kill because that's what when it jumped the dumbest way possible. It jumped straight up. And kind of like think about it. In my opinion, what made me mad about the last one is kind of like the hype that came behind it. Because you don't tell me that this movie supposed to be one of the best alien movies ever made, and plus you look at it, it's like a it's like a regular alien movie. It's like a regular average alien movie and stuff like that. When people die dumb and stuff like that, and some of the people act like who died, they act like they were shocked off their dumb choices.
yeah. I've heard him. That's true.
Because damn buddy, if you know your choices is dumb, come on, come on now. You know you dying by yourself or you dying by alien just being stupid
Yep. Mhm.
and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that's just my opinion on that. Because you can't be telling me to some I shouldn't have died. You ain't supposed to die, and don't make no dumb choices, and you don't got to die. I don't get this. I just don't get people. I just don't get people when they say a movie talk something. I'm not supposed to die in here. What? You're not supposed to die, and you make the dumbest choices that you could ever make in a movie. And they go down the darkest alleys in an alien movie. I'm looking at them. I say, it's light. The aliens hate the light, and plus the aliens hate to be seen. Go down the light aisle. Why would you go down the dark? That's the dumbest way to go.
Yeah, very dumb.
The dumbest way to go. Why would you go the way with the dark unless you got a flashlight with you or stuff like that, or some kind of
Yeah,
drone with guns with a flashlight on? That's the only way you go down a dark alley. If you got a drone or something like that to guard you or something like that, just with flashlights or some kind of flare, like you could put down on the walkway just to see shadows. Come on. Because you got to use your common sense at some point, but it sounds like to me, but it seems like to me up in here is that people don't use it most of the time. But I could be wrong. But it seems like in those movies is that some of the people that live use common sense, and the people that die, some of them stubborn and don't use it at all, and some of them people are too scary sometimes. And
definitely.
and kind of like for me, in my opinion, that just make the alien movies good, they need to put a small group of soldiers just on a rescue mission to find them, to find scientists and stuff like that, and just make movies based on isolated instances. I think, in my opinion, because the thing about me, and you try to make it on regular people, and some of the regular people are dumb, and they just get on your nerves half of the time. But the thing for me, when you make them self-contained alien movies, like they could reference Alien 1, 2, and 3, just not to make the soldiers completely end up and just not know nothing about it. And they need to reference whaling industry too, just from the Aliens franchise, the whaling industry when he made that drone or android stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um, be, be, because shoot, I think in my opinion, doing this Alien franchise, I think that when Industries is making some of this stuff happen and bring the alien eggs to different planets, is what I think. I could be wrong, but the thing about it, when you look at the first movie, the head man, just the head man, in my opinion, there's oil whalings or something like that, he wasn't shocked. He was not shocked when he saw the alien species and stuff like that.
yeah,
And that is not a normal reaction just for somebody to have. Where you see aliens, when you see aliens for the first time on camera, you be shocked and you will be telling your people to get out of there. And for you to
yeah,
send a rescue mission there, a rescue crew there, that just to get your people out. But he tell people to them, find the data, get them out. This mean I say tell them, I'm gonna try to find the people. That's not my problem.
yeah,
My
yeah,
problem is, in my opinion, is talking about some find some data. I don't care about no data. That's the difference.
yeah,
I don't care about data at all because that's what this means. You could fire me just after this mission. You could fire me. I don't care. Oh, oh, what's up, man? If you want to come in, then you could. You want to come in, man? And kind of like the thing for me, right? And kind of like thing for me, which I notice most of the time, and dealing with some of the other aliens, people in other franchises, is that people might call this a nitpick. It sound like the aliens movies need to start referencing the older movies, because the thing about, in my opinion, is that the newer people might not know about what happened in the older movies, and plus, like in my opinion, it just if the new movies show reference to the old ones and just show the new people about the aliens and the danger of it, and and that and that would be like a real good a real good trade off. I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because like because guess what? Look at John Wick. The John Wick one, John Wick one was good, but the thing about it, John Wick two always reference John Wick one. John Wick three always reference John Wick two and one. And John Wick four always reference the movies before, and and that will
Yep.
make the movies good. And plus, the bad thing about it, it sound like whoever whoever is like directing all these movies, all these movies, the alien movies for Fox back in the day, like for the older ones, all the way the first three alien movies was good. After that, it went down in quality. I think, in my opinion, it went down in quality for me. Shoot, that's just me. And it kind of for me, right? They need to find the right. They need to they need to find the right director. We can actually make the reference on the movies good and stuff like that. If they can do that and stuff, in my opinion, if they could find, in my opinion, just the right director and writers, we can make the franchise good again. Man, boy, shucks, the Alien franchise could get an MCU around for their money if they could find the right directors or something like that to be able to make the franchise. That jump be good, I think, in my opinion. Because the thing about it, let me see now. Let me see. Because shucks, I know we call the Alien. I don't think the Aliens had a show.
I I don't think so.
Hmm. Let me see now. The movies. Oh, it was Aliens 1 in 1979, but they shown that on TV. But that one was good. The
I
one
thought it
for
was a movie
19,
version of the TV one.
yeah,
Just a movie
yeah,
version,
the
yeah.
one, yeah, and plus the one for 1986. I saw that one on TV, and that was cool. But that movie was scary though. At first, I saw that movie when I was 5, and plus I was born in '89, something like that. But I saw it on TV one time. But I liked it, but it was scary. I was a little younger, but now, no. But it's still scary in some parts. So, Aliens 3 in 1992. That's the one that I saw in theaters. I saw that one, and that was good. That was actually a good movie. And then the other movie, Aliens on Registration. I saw that movie. That was also good too. That on the first 4 Alien movies actually was good. Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien on Resurrection. I saw those 4. Those 4 was good. But the other ones, but the other ones, Prometheus, that was a boring movie. And somehow that people try to say that was a good masterpiece of a movie, but I'm looking at people. I say, how that movie a masterpiece to y'all? I just don't get how y'all could call that movie a masterpiece. But then for me, I don't think it's a masterpiece, but it's cool. Wait a minute, time out now. They gave that boring movie a 73%. It's not that good. These people be capping today. 73%? How?
Wow. But you don't know
How
that.
you get that? How you get that movie at 73%? And plus, you look at that movie, nothing happened, Holly. I just don't get it. And kind of like, let me see up here. What the critics got to say about it. Because that movie is not. Wait a minute. This about to be a lie, but I'm about to read it anyway. Candace Frederick She said that Prometheus recaptured the essence of not only a beloved franchise, but also a minute yet a complicated genre for many filmmakers attempted attempt, but few successful. In short, it shows the amateurs how it really. Wait a minute now. I saw this movie. That Prometheus movie is not a masterpiece. Oh man, people are capping these
No, it was a
days.
mess. It was a mess of that.
How you get
It's a
that
mess.
movie?
That movie
That
was
movie
way
was a
too early.
mess. That wasn't no
Yeah.
masterpiece.
No, it was not actually.
That wasn't
No, it's
man.
not at all.
I don't get it. I don't get it. In my opinion, what these people seeing.
Yeah.
I just don't get in my opinion what they're seeing. But they tell me the quality of the movie how it look. Yes, it looked quality. But that's what the story sucks. The story sucks in time for quality of the movie. And kind of like for me, come on now, you came back chatting. I be telling me something the quality of the movie is better. It's a masterpiece of quality. But I'm looking at
It's
I'll
not
be
that
looking
best.
at these little at the critics with talking about some masterpieces, and they got the nerve to criticize half these DC movies, and you give this movie a fresh. You give they give this movie they give this a nerve to say that under Wonder Woman 1 wasn't a good character driven story, but you give movies like this a fresh though. Come on now, that junk don't make sense. In my opinion. That junk don't make sense because you cannot
Yeah.
be telling me that this movie supposed to be a first, and plus I saw it, and it wasn't no story about it. It just had androids. It just had aliens who just show tentacles and stuff like that. But that's what it don't really show the alien itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nothing. But it's talking about something supposed to be an android, something like Prometheus. I don't even and they got the nerve to say, that this movie supposed to be a prequel to Aliens. You know what I say? It, if I would have saw this movie first before the Aliens movie, I probably wouldn't even get into the Alien franchise. If I would have seen this movie, because shoot, I would say, Thompson, shoot, the Alien franchise is boring. If this the movie right here that supposed to show what Aliens about, this franchise is boring and stuff like that. And kind of like the other person got Tom Clarity who's CNN.com. It said even if the movie largely ultimately spirals down into a vortex of hysteria, bulldozer of its climax, which barely keep the lid on a crackpot coat movie, but they're wrestling for the soul of this blockbuster. And they call that fresh, a fresh review. Shoot, the movie logic wasn't there. It wasn't good. The movie logic wasn't good. I think, in my opinion, but that's just me. And for the next
Sorry.
person, plus the next person, craft a word combined with high tech science, primitive begin. Come on now, come on now. Is we giving people credit? If we giving people credit, for giving good quality directing and movie stuff, come on now, that just don't make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
That don't make sense in my opinion. Come on now, just as a video director, you supposed to give good quality directing and stuff like that. What's the problem? And and kind of like the bad thing about it, which I notice most of the time, which I notice like time for movies, like for certain directors, if the industry like them, they would give them a favorable review, which I notice sometimes, and that just me. which I think, in my opinion, could not be faulted for the truth I'll be seeing, and which I think, in my opinion, that I think for people, in my opinion, stuff that sound like certain directors, like in Marvel, shoot, the movie could be bad, which I think for me could be bad and stuff like that. But the other down is sometimes that the Captain Marvel movie, that the people give it a good review on YouTube and stuff like that. But I'm looking at people, I said, wait a minute, is we not getting the movie supposed to be an origin about this character, which I don't get, in my opinion. But shoot, unless I'm wrong about it, but it's just it's supposed to be given like character stuff based on the story. And I don't get, why do people like that? Why is movie so 73%? It should be at 50%, in my opinion. Because shoot, only they half the job. And the story is Lurching Carnival of Budget Blast. And that is the truth. That's the truth right there. That you can see that the movie just showed budget without the story.
Yeah.
Good quality scenes, but no type of story. And some of these sci-fi people tell it, because thing for me, I like sci-fi movies just like everybody else. But that's what this means. Give me a story, basic or not. At least it's a story for me to follow and stuff like that. And don't try to tell me to hype up an alien, and plus we never see it. Come on now, that just don't make sense. Don't try to hype up a story telling some it supposed to show the big old beginnings of the aliens and stuff like that. But I was looking at that movie, looking for the origins of the aliens and stuff like that. Just how the aliens got there, just the aliens been made. But I'm looking at that and nobody tell me nothing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just don't get it though, in my opinion though. And kind of like next person lied. Look at this. Chris Stuckman. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He a real big YouTuber. Chris
Uh,
Stuckman's a YouTuber. Chris. And he said that many walk into the movie expecting a science fiction thriller in the vein of the Ridley Scott original Alien. This, I feel, is a colossal mistake. That's not a mistake. That's what they hype it up to be at the time. I don't get
yeah,
that.
man.
That what the big directors say at the time deal with the Alien franchise. That's what he said. And now and and 90 Chris just trying to say that that's just what they said. They're trying to tell us that we the one that made a mistake and expect too much. That's what the big old director said.
Yeah,
Be,
that's what it was.
be, because shoot, the thing about me talking, don't hype up a movie. Don't try to hype up a movie and stuff like that. If you're not going to say it's the origins of the aliens and stuff like that. If you can't even if you can't even hype it up, in my opinion. Shoot, that just me. Because that's what when you look at the movie, when you look at Um, can you hear me now? Y'all can hear me? Oh, I'm Barco. Can y'all hear me? Oh, issue. And kind of like the next thing. In bigger four, if you want to come in, then you could if you want to. And kind of like the next thing I noticed, like dealing with this on review, I'll do a Chris Stuckman talk some that I hate to tell him is that the big old director himself messed that up at that time, and just by hyping up to be like that, of my opinion, stuff like that. Of my opinion, he kind of hyping up to be like that for me, and that's kind of like the bad thing I noticed. But I could be wrong, could be right, but it's up to them. And this next review that was fresh, that was that was rotten.
Yeah, I've
He
heard.
said Prometheus. Oh, and kind of like the Chris Duckman person who said that it was a mistake for the people to expect alien quality. It's not. Because because the thing about it, that big old director just hype it up to be like that first Alien movie, the first two Alien movie. And when you tell people that this movie is supposed to be like Aliens at some point, and people expect it at some point to be up in the movie, and plus he got the nerve to say tell some that's the origins of the aliens, and that's what it's supposed to
Wow.
be the origins of the aliens. Yeah, you're supposed to explain that in the movie. You're not supposed to tell us
Yeah.
outside the movie. It's supposed to be the origins of the aliens. You're supposed to say it. You're supposed to
Yeah.
say
Okay.
it inside the movie. And that's my gap about it and stuff like that. And kind of like all these people who give it a fresh review, I don't think that they was hearing half of the stuff that we weren't hearing at the time that he was doing. He was doing interviews because they might mean right. I was following this movie and stuff like that. Just doing the making, what did I expect from it and stuff like that. I actually
Yeah.
was listening to his words that he was saying and stuff like that. Just on ET online, on YouTube channel, stuff like that. We're listening to him. And this next person who give it a fresh, because the thing, in my opinion, like these be the same people up in these the same people in here that be giving DC movies rotten, and they be giving these type of movies right here who don't even, like in my opinion, tell a story and give it a fresh. I just don't get that, in my opinion. And this one, Tracy Thurman, I don't know who that. It towers on Prometheus asks a lot of questions that it refuse to answer. Yeah, it does that. Shoot, I've been saying that. But wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. It talks on, but if you're willing to go along with the physiological um ride, there's plenty to enjoy. Oh, now come on now. Come on now. You expecting people you is expecting people to change their whole mindset and stuff like that based on something based based on something that you see in the movie and stuff like that. That don't make sense. It's a
Yeah.
lie
Because
though,
yeah.
Be- be- because you telling us and stuff like that. Because you telling us stuff like that. It's supposed to be about the aliens and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
aliens and the predators origins. But think about it. When you look at the movie, it's about an android and plus an unknown alien. Don't get that part. That's dumb. That's dumb in my opinion. And and kind of like people in my opinion, they can try to say I'm hating, but that's what I am not hating. Look at the video of the director before the movie. He was hyping it up. He was hyping the movie up, saying that it supposed to be one of his best movies. I look at it as one of his worst movies. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, for storytelling for you.
And this other one said George Suspect Lipson talking about some ambitious to a fault. God duh. And this a new one. And this a stark return to the beloved is as frustrating as it's messy. A smart scientist makes a dumb decision, yes, but the film is gorgeous. Why is everybody talking about how good it looks? It's supposed to tell a story. I don't get all the excuses, bruh, that
Yeah,
when they give this movie. This talking about some talk says messy. Yeah, they say it's messy, messy. No type of story to it. No type of story to it. And just say that the movie is not his best. What's so hard just by saying that in your review? It's not the best, but it's messy. But the movie looks good. But the movie's bad. What wrong with saying that? What wrong with just telling the truth about the movie?
yeah,
I
it's,
just don't get
it's
it,
very bad. Just tell the truth, it's very bad. It's very bad.
man.
Horror, looking for.
Yeah, it supposed to be a horror alien movie be, because the alien, in my opinion, don't get to kill nobody. He can just like he could kind of like mess with the person's mind and stuff like that just by scaring her from a distance, and plus he probably can try to kill a person at the end, just the last third of the movie. They probably can start doing that. If the person survive, it survive. If it don't, it don't. But that's just me. And plus the other thing I noticed about these reviews, some of the people give it the flaws, the screen undo, Eve, man, every everybody that I'm reading these reviews from is giving the movie a pat ass because the movie look good. This me. That
Yeah,
on the movie poster looks good and not supposed to look bad the last time I
yeah,
checked.
yeah.
And this first review came from last year. It's a visual delight with a story that wait a minute. Keith Draw Tental's son. It's a visual delight with a story that delivers genuine intensity with some great characters and ending that happen. Why is people not getting it? That actors in this movie is not the problem. I don't got no
No,
problem with the actors. The
there's a,
actors is not the problem.
it's just
It's the
storytelling.
yeah, the
The word,
storytelling.
the word very important. No, the
Yeah,
continuity.
yeah, that's all. That was all these people who write reviews just need to say the actors was good in this movie, but the storytelling, in my opinion, do not like compliment the actors in this movie. In my opinion, it don't. And these people who giving fresh reviews, giving they talk about some an alien story without xenomorph allow Prometheus to explore the horror behind and within the galaxy. This movie didn't show no galaxy. This a lie. What y'all did y'all see this movie show? It did not show an alien story without xenomorph allow Prometheus to explore the horror behind and within the galaxy. This a lie. This a lie. It didn't show no galaxy doing this movie. There just wasn't some kind of ship. It's some kind of galaxy thing. Ah man, I don't get how. Man, these are excuses. I'm just seeing excuses for all these stuff. I, I'm seeing excuses for all these movies. any excuses. I'm seeing,
Yeah,
not seeing
way back
and
then.
stuff like that. And yeah, I don't get how you and you talk about and kind of like the bad thing about it, which I noticed, and then kind of like the bad thing I noticed, like time for movies and shows, and kind of other thing I noticed, like dealing and excuses, and the kind of excuses I hear for this movie, they tell some visual, a good visual movie. I'm not saying I don't care about a good visual movie. I want to see a good visual movie and plus a good story. I don't
Yeah,
get, in my
love
opinion,
that movie.
what's so hard about wanting that and stuff like that. Just give me like a good story, at least a compliment story that to go along with the visuals. And kind of like the bad thing about it, which I noticed about these Hollywood critics, sometimes is that some people just be friends with the directors, but the thing about it, I might be your friend, but that's what I will tell you the truth. I will tell you the truth about the movie. If it's bad, if it's good, if it's average, I will tell you about it. And that just me. That's me in my opinion. Because then for me, I want to tell you the truth. If you ask me to tell you the truth, I might not tell you the truth in a mean way, but the thing about it, I still would tell you. I I, I still would tell you in ways in the movie like you probably can improve on it and stuff like that. And kind of like the other thing, in my opinion, which we might need to explore time franchises, stuff like that, in my opinion, is like for me, should we need to explore, in my opinion, it sounds like people might not
Yeah,
admit it. It's like we might need to explore the Predator franchise as well,
yeah, right.
because like the Predator franchise and the Alien franchise is correlate with each other. Seem like, in my opinion, because like the Predator franchise, shoot, I think the Predator franchise could be saved more than the Alien franchise. I think, because because the thing about the Predator franchise is more human. I think than the Alien franchise. I think like overall is easier. It is easier to tell a good story about a Predator than an Alien. I think based on a big old directors. I think in my opinion it is. Because the thing about my opinion, why can't they just make a movie about the predators fighting, just fighting each other? I think, in my opinion, and what wrong with that and stuff like that? That's what I noticed. And stuff
I think about something else. I don't know, really didn't think about it.
because the thing about, if you look at it, the predators got comic books. They got comic books and stuff like that. When they probably can go by about the different tribes and stuff like that of the aliens, because they got the different tribes and stuff like that that which don't get along in the comic books. Just bring the comic books to life. It's easy. Just bring the comic books to life that you don't want to talk about, and which I think, in my opinion, could be a good thing or a bad thing. But the thing about it, in my opinion, is that, which I think, in my opinion, that could be a good or a bad thing. Which I
Yeah,
think, in my opinion, could be a good thing or a bad thing. Is it's
Yeah.
kind of like showing the predators different value system. It, be, because like it's gonna be like some predators that believe in technology, and plus there gonna be some predators that don't believe in it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because that's when you look at people different. Because they are people different, aliens is different too, in
Yeah.
their own way. And predators, it they could just show that up in their movies, because the other predator movie that was on Hulu, that was a good movie though. Th-
Yeah.
That's one of the best Predator movies besides the older one, just with Donald Grover and Arnold Schwarzenegger Predators. The first two Predators was good, and plus the last one that was on Hulu, that was a good one too. I think, in my opinion, and kind of like the one, and kind of like one thing that I want to see up in a Predator movie, I think, in my opinion, is like let me just let me see real quick what the people give the older Predator movie. Because the thing, in my opinion, if they can give this Predator that this born Prometheus movie a 73%, I know that first Predator movie got at least a 90%. It got to be at least a 90% at that. Because you cannot be giving Prometheus a 73%, therefore a movie with no story and stuff like that. Let me see. The Predator movie, the first one, the 1987 Predator movie. Let me see. Just at 80%? Really? Wait a minute. That first Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger was actually a good movie. Oh, but the audience gave it an 87%, which is closer to the score I would give it. But come on. How did they give Prometheus a 73% that for a movie with no story and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and how they deliver on that, and they get that movie at 73%. But you give a Predator movie, the first Predator movie on Schwarzenegger at 80%. I don't like that, because
Yeah.
it seems like biases coming out and stuff like that. It seems like the biases coming out in some of their movies. Um, because it seemed like it to me, if they don't got the right director and stuff like that, is that people don't like it and stuff like that, and they would give it like a lower score if the movie ain't perfect or fit their own criteria, which I notice most of the time, and which I think is dumb in the first place, which I which I think is dumb in the first place, like on time for movies and stuff like that, and then which I think is dumb in the first place for me to give a Spider movie at 80%. That movie should be at least close to a 90%, at least a 89 to a 93%. That's what I would give it.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
That on the first Predator movie on Schwarzenegger, just for a franchise that's unknown,
Hmm.
for unknown franchise, and you just give it a 80%, that don't make no sense in my opinion. And that brought in the action franchises at first. That was the reason why the action franchises exist.
Yeah.
That was the foundation of the action franchises in the 80s. The Predator movie. I don't go. I don't get how these directors. No, not the directors, but the critics could give it an 80. I don't get it. That's kind of like a dumb rating for me. Shoot, shoot, it should be at least, and put the cast of this movie. was Jesse Ventura, Carl Weathers, that's in Star Wars, Schwarzenegger as Dutch, Elifa Cartaro, Bill Duke, which I like that. I like him, and Sonny Lonta plays Billy. That was a good cast. That was a good cast up in the first part of the movie. Some people might agree, some people might not agree with that, but for me, that was a good. Wait a minute, this about to make me mad right quick, Barco. This what they say. Michael Wilmington, supposed to be a Los Angeles Times top critic. Supposed to be top critic, but should sound like bias to me. He talked some is argue one of the emptiest, feeblest, most derivative scripts ever, major as a major studio movie. It's an action movie. Do they not look at the movie and tell it's an action it is an action suspense movie. It's not about story. It's just about suspense, mystery, and action. And this movie right here, this had everything in my opinion. It did all. It, it did it did more than Prometheus
Yeah, fair enough.
and stuff like that. I don't get this person critique and dang, by not be finished. And tell them there are no need to do a magazine movie parody of this. It's already on screen. A parody. This ain't no parody movie. This a good action movie. A good action mystery suspense movie. When the soldier and stuff just try to find what it is. I just don't get the joke. That's dumb. That's dumb in my opinion. Why? And plus the person who gives a fresh review talks on the emotional and physical vulnerability of the predator imposes on Schwarzenegger make this easily his best film and often impressive rounds of muscle thriller. Yep, like I said. And he gave it 6 out of 10. I I give that respect, but I think this movie is an 8 out of 10 or 8.5 in my opinion, but everybody's different though.
Yeah,
And this other person who giving a rotten review, he talked some. If you get a kick out of watching man with big muscles and roll around in the mud to accompaniment proportion of music, the Predators nah should they jump being petty. They're being petty on this one. Tell me something. That Arnold Schwarzenegger always been a big person. I don't get it. What's the purpose of bringing that up? Unless that person hate men or something like that with muscles, or or somebody just some muscles must have had most of bullying back in the day. I don't know. I don't know because if you look at the review by Neil Gillett, it might be a female or something like that. But I suspect men like Rambo and Rocky fans. No, I'm a I'm a Rocky and Rambo fan, and this movie right here is not boring in my opinion. And 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 and, and plus the bad thing about these reviews that sound like these be the main people up in here that would give Prometheus a good score, but they criticizing Predator movie on a Schwarzenegger. That's dumb. If it wish that Predator movie tell more of a story and had action to it at the same time. I just don't get how a movie could tell more of a story that is an action movie than just that big old Prometheus we had over 2 hours to tell a story. But
yeah, fair.
man, I just don't get that. And they tell us some there are some which may not be the dentist movie. But this person, like it said, at the moment of Rambo style bloodbath are thoughts to have fallen from favor. Along come the Predator movie, which may not be the dandiest movie. which which is not supposed to be anyway. It's a personal movie. Come on, the daintiest movie ever made, but is it not your socks off thriller? Yeah, it's a thriller. I agree with that. And originality pep still go a long way in original movie making, which which this review is good. I like the review because that reviewer is able to see that the movie is a thriller action movie and stuff like that. It's a thriller action movie. And kind of like some people like it. Oh man, and some of me critics up in here that don't like the movie talk about some it don't got no story. It do got a story. You
Yeah,
just don't like
necessarily.
the story.
I understand it.
Yeah, shoot.
Depends on
It
how the law works is so fit in.
yeah. I just don't get it. If you supposed to not be biased when you go in it and stuff like that, I don't get this junk, man. And these be the same critics talking some. I am a professional movie critic, and when you look at the reviews, it sure don't sound like it for some of them. And plus, and one this person, Kevin Carr for 7 Million Pictures, he said it's that on the Predator movie, it's a lot of fun and plenty of attachment. They males. It's got me there in the movie good. And kind of then with Josh Larson, talk some a level of beefcakery reaches a hilarious proportions. Wait a minute. They is trying they is trying to survive in jungle with a predator. They got to be big and strong to be up in the army. Everybody know that. They got to be big. They can't be too small
Yeah.
to be in the army and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And plus, that person Dennis Schwartz, a movies review, talking some an unpleasant action thriller about as thrilling as watching a face fight in a pro. Come on now, that was not no face fight. That was a good strip in that movie. He just don't like the Predator movie. That's it. Just say you don't like the movie. Um, don't try to say that this movie is like a wrestling fight because think about and that was a wrestling fight. Most of the time, shoot, the humans just would beat the Predators by then. Come on now.
Yep.
It was a hand to hand fight that the humans just would have won it. And because the Predators don't really fight hand to hand anyway, most of the time, that some of them. Some of them don't, some of them do. The big ones don't. Because the big predators I saw use their weight to throw around the smaller predators and just shoot them. They don't really fight hand to hand like that, and that's how the aliens always have an advantage on time for speed, but time for strength. The predator just got strength. The predators that on the predators got they got the advantage time for power. But for and kind of like for the next Predator game, I think in my opinion, they need to make an original game dealing with predators is some like people like in my opinion just try to find a way out or
Yeah.
some kind of
Sure.
and some kind of soldiers. I think in my opinion just try to like survive the predator. That be a good thing. That's what I think in my opinion. When it should do and and kind of like the other thing I hope what happen um just about the Guardians of the Galaxy movie the Adam Warlock character wasn't the best, but it was cool, but it wasn't the best. And and kind of like you can tell that Adam Warlock was how can I say, dumb down for the MCU. Because think about me, if he would have come in doing the Infinity War and Endgame, he went the would have helped him beat Thanos that time. But that's just me in my opinion. That's what I know. It's what I know dealing with the character and stuff I deal with Alan Warlock. And and kind of like movies back in the 80s I would like to see is like when you know it's like the Predator movie stuff like that and dealing with the MCU comics. We need another shoot in time for the X-Men's characters and Power Rangers stuff like that and Star Wars. We need another Star Wars movie that is away from
Yep.
Ray.
Fix it. Yep. To
Because think about
retcon.
me, yeah, because thing for me, the Ray character, I don't hate Ray. That's in Secret
Yeah.
Trilogy, but that's what if they gotta make another movie with her, they gotta have to say is that this
Retcon
is
it.
not the Ray.
It was an alternate
Yeah,
universe.
yeah,
But not Mary
it,
we
it,
know.
it,
Just something like that.
yeah, shoot, man. They got to say it because that's what if they don't, that next Ray movie it just gotta flop. I hate to say it like that.
Yep.
Because you look at Han Solo, that movie flopped because people know that is it is that it sound like Han Solo wouldn't act like that it
Yeah.
was up in the trailer because that's what you look at the original trilogy. Han Solo wasn't scared of nobody, and he always was a fighter, and he wasn't scared of nobody and stuff like that. He was a playboy, and he wasn't scared of
Hmm.
nobody and stuff like that. And this Han Solo I saw, it seemed like, in my opinion, like that he was lost on certain stuff. And when you look at Harrison Ford Han Solo, he wasn't lost in nothing. He used a map and stuff like that to find his way around, and he actually know how to ask for help and steal stuff, but he still not ask for help though on the way.
Yeah.
And like for the Star Wars universe and stuff like that, the Star Wars company, I think, in my opinion, tell, just need to tell, in my opinion, it just need to tell my opinion, Kathleen Kennedy is that just erase episode 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Just
Perfect.
do that because think about for me, you got to put episode 8 and 9 up in a multiverse somewhere. You got to do it. Whether you like it or not, you got to do it if you want your universe just to like survive. I think, in my opinion, and just like make money. That's what I think. And kind of like people probably say I'm hating. I'm just a fanboy of the prequels and the original. That's what that the prequels and the original trilogy actually tell a good story throughout 3 movies. You might not like all of them and stuff like that, but they told a real good story in the prequels and plus the original trilogy. But when you look at 7, 8, and 9, you can tell that Disney did not have a plan throughout that sequel trilogy. And, people try to say that that was a good movie. That was no good movie at all. And let me see, in my opinion, what they give. Um,
Yeah. So
uh, what's the
Last
Star
Jedi.
Wars? Yeah, yeah, the Last Jedi. That,
Pretty sure really bad because it's that bad.
yeah. Let me see the scroll when they give them. Oh no, that's got to be a lie. The critics give this movie a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. They give this movie, The Last Jedi, a 91%. How? And this how I know that Rotten Potatoes is biased because the audience gave it a 42 cent, a good score, and it put a truthful score about this movie. To go for
Yeah.
78, it's two different stories. The critics give it a 91%. How? I don't get that. I just don't get that. Man, that's gotta be a lie. A 91%.
Pretty
And
live right. Yep.
yeah, yeah, and doing this and doing the sequel trilogy, the actors in these movies is not the problem. It's the story. And who actually was directed. And oh man, this person like Robert Daniels. Oh man, I hate to call y'all, brother. I hate to call them out. I hate to call people out, which I like, but I got to do it. The big old success of the Last Jedi, like it's the far before him, is likely rests on the conclusion of the trilogy. It sucks. Why can't he just say the movie wasn't good? If he give it a 3 out of 4. He liked it. Oh, and this a lie too, Barco. You know this review for Campbell said. They talking about
What?
some. It is the one that we've been waiting for. Lies. How in the
Right. Like.
how in the world, as a Star Wars fans, could you say is that this bad movie that just with Luke Skywalker just had throw away a lightsaber
Mm,
just at just at the beginning of the movie and say to Ray, "No, I will not train you." And we
yeah.
all know up in the comic books that Luke Skywalker would not say that. Up in the older comic books, now that he would not, he would not, in my opinion, just had tell a student or anybody taught something. No, no, I will not train you. That junk don't make sense. He's a Jedi. He wouldn't do that unless he's some kind of dark Jedi. That's the only
Yeah.
person that I probably could think of just not train nobody or being selfish is like a dark Jedi or something like that.
Yeah.
Even the Jedi's, that even that Jedi's that's on the gray scale dealing with Jedi Force. They would even train students if the students willing to learn. And this was trying to say that's the way we're waiting for. If that's the way right there we're waiting for, and the Star Wars franchise in trouble. And that's the movie that we waiting for. It's a last Jedi type thing. Come on, now that don't make sense. And they talk about some. Oh yeah, and this person giving it rotten. He says Star Wars is not Breaking Bad, and the same narrative tricks that work for the latter feel generally out of place. Thank you. Somebody said it because if you look at this movie, you can tell that it was two different movies in one.
Yeah.
You can tell that Disney didn't have a plan, and plus the person that directed it, Thomas on, he want to make his own version of Star Wars. I'm looking at him. I say,
No.
you can't make
Can't.
your own versions of it.
Yeah.
You
You
got
need to
to
go
you
for.
got to go by you got to go by the story of the older Jedi's, just the
Mm,
older Star Wars movie, and built on that. What's so bad about building on the old stories and just trying to make it better? And don't try to make your own stuff. This is dumb. This is dumb in my opinion, bro. I've been seeing this is dumb. And and kind of like people might hate me for saying it, but it's dumb. What that director did. He tried to do his own thing. And this person, Michael Scoundrel for Film Magazine, he told us on the Last Jedi may not be perfect, but it needs to accept the imperfections to keep going, become one of the movie themes. It's about mentorship. This is a lie. It's not mentorship that invigorating rather than smother. Oh, oh no. Oh no, this person lied. Luke Skywalker threw away the lightsaber. How is that movie about mentorship?
No, it's not even mentioned. No, mentorship would
It's
carry as far. Let's say
come
it's not even that. No,
come on.
just saying it's
This
alternate universe where he suffer. Just say alternate universe where he doesn't care for his father or something like that.
yeah, it was not.
This would never be the main
Yeah,
book.
this a
That would
lie.
never happen.
This a lie, bruh.
No, alternate universe should be alternate universe to look at that or something like
And
that.
and and plus the critics give this movie a 91%. How?
What? That
How
ridiculous.
is this movie
It should be less than
91%?
that.
And
It should be less than that.
it should be a 50%.
It should be less
It
than
should
that.
be percent. How bad the story was. That at 50 or 60% is the highest I give it. But come on, a 91%.
No,
I got to see this
less than
original
that.
trilogy movie store now because because think
It
about it.
was
Should you
going
give
for
this
first
movie
movie so
a
far.
91%?
Yeah,
Come on, I want to see this
no
original
way.
movie on rating.
Yeah,
Eh, man, I don't get how it could give. They get this movie a 91%. How? How you get this movie a 91%? That make no sense.
yeah, it doesn't know so.
You get this movie a 91% though. How you could give a movie that had bad storytelling, and stuff like that, and you try to tell me that movie is 91? Man, shut. Y'all need to. They need to tell me something that if this movie it if if this movie just got a different cut that y'all not telling me, because that's what, if this movie right here just got a different cut, then y'all need to tell me something. Let me see.
Yeah,
Star Wars episode one, two, three. I don't get how you can get. Let me see the prequel because episode one was actually a good movie of the pre. Ooh, that's a lie. They give the prequels episode one at 51%. How? It's a way better movie.
yeah.
How you give the prequels episode one at 51% and plus the story way better than than episode eight in the sequel trilogy? I just don't get that.
Um,
I just don't get it. Um, and this said everything in the Phantom Menace exists in a bright nosy vacuum. Come on now. Now this was just being petty talk. Some it's not good. It is actually a good movie. Episode one of the prequels at 51%. Come on. Let me see episode three, what everybody like out the prequel. Wait a minute, now time out. They give that 79%, but you give episode eight of the sequel trilogy a 91%. Come on now. That don't make sense. Star Wars 3, The Big Old Revenge of the Sith, one of the best Star Wars prequels, one of the best Star Wars movies ever in Star Wars history. And they give it at 79%. Come on now. These critics don't know movies. I'm starting to think, in my opinion, that these critics got some kind of vendetta against these movies sometimes. That's what I'm starting to think. They give that movie at 79%. Really?
yeah.
Man, how you get that movie at 70? Let me see Rogue One. No, wait a minute. Not Rogue One, but episode one, two, and three is better than episode three. What? Wait a minute, see now. Let me see the rank for Rogue One. Dang, they get Rogue One at 84%, and they get Episode 8 at 91%. God dog. So you telling me that they got this movie right here way better than Rogue One? The Rogue One movie is better than Episode 8.
Yes, yes,
I, I don't get how the Chris be working because the Chris supposed to know movies,
yeah.
but
Okay.
you give Episode 8 a higher score than Rogue One. Man, and kind of like the bad thing about it that I think it might be the Mandalorian did need to leave the big old director alone and just let him work with it because the thing about Disney it sounds like they need to learn how to stick their hand out of stuff because when you look at season 1 and 2 of the Mandalorian, it's better than season 3. But season 3 is good, but season 1 and 2 is better. It is
Yeah,
which I think Disney got involved because they seen that the Mandalorian was making money that they wanted to put their imprint on it. It's me. I say, I'm not gonna put my imprint in nothing as long in my opinion, as the Bill director is just doing a good job of making seasons. And he proven it in season 1 and 2 that he can make a good season.
yeah,
And just know Kathleen Kennedy. Where I was hearing online, Kathleen Kennedy like to get involved in stuff. This me getting
yeah.
involved in stuff is not my problem. Don't try to change it
No,
to fit your own little your agenda unless your agenda that you put in it is just for the good just in the universe.
yeah,
Because think about it, when you look at season 3, it seemed to be more about the other characters than the Mandalorian himself, which is kind of the bad thing, I think, in
yeah,
my opinion. And kind of like the people who listen to this, they would think that I'm bashing Sabine that was in it as much as him. But think about it, I'm not bashing her. I'm just bashing the storytelling that is within the story and the title of the show.
yeah.
It
I'll
it
explain it.
it because the thing about me is if about the Mandalorian and getting their glory back,
Yeah,
why would you like in my opinion in the rumors I was seeing talk about someone at the end of the show they destroyed the dark saber. I was looking at that. I said, wait a minute.
why? You want to connect
Why
to it, just make it. Yeah, you
why
connect
would
the
you
rebels,
destroy
so
the
just
lightsaber?
why?
Yeah.
It's in the main universe.
Yeah.
It's connected to the main universe, so why you destroy it? So we're playing retcons, we're retconning rebels. Nah,
And,
retcon.
and, and, and but they hype it up so much in season 1 and 2. They hype up the
Yeah,
dark saber in
yeah,
season
but
1 and 2.
well, the might replicate like the crystal story, right? The hyper crystal, so the might one
Yeah.
the hilt, not the license, not the crystal sword.
And because you look at the Sith,
That's
yeah, because that's what when you look at the Sith and stuff like that, the Siths and everything else like that, the Sith and stuff, everything like that, just what the Sith worst enemy, the dark saber of the Mandalorian. Because you look at it, lightsaber is regular gun. What's winning? The lightsaber is beating that gun, and that's why the Mandalorians, I think, invented the dark saber for them to have something to go against the lightsabers. I think some of that, or just the Empire,
yeah,
or they could fight back. And what I think the dark saber was invented for, it, it just is just for like the Mandalorians could fight back and live against the Sith and the Empire and stuff like that.
yeah, alright.
And kind of like the bad thing about it, which I think, in my opinion, that they should do is sound like. has somebody find a dark saber, fix it up, and just not know what to do with it and just hide it. And just for the Mandalorian, just had to look for it
Yeah,
and stuff
makes
like
sense
that.
though.
Be- be- because thing about it, I hate to say this, but we need that but we need that dark saber back. That's what we need back. That dark saber should they need that because you look at it, Thrawn and Thrawn coming too, and he's a fighter too. Shut the Mandalorian need all the weapons that he can get to fight that man. Because you look at all that show at Kano, I think something. Luke strong said a good thing. I think in my opinion is for them to hype Thrawn because they for me shoot they need to at least have Thrawn in the season at least about at least about 2 or 3 shows I think some of that and just make all the characters come together for them to have to fight Thrawn because Thrawn sounds like a brilliant mind that can fight and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
for makes sense.
because damn about it, shoot, then at least Thrawn at least about 3 or 4 seasons or 2 seasons on each show for them to hype it up, which I think in my opinion will actually be a good thing. Which I think for me be a good thing to hype up the Thrawn character. Um, it sounds like people might not like me for saying it, but that's what the Thrawn character, I think, in my opinion, need to hype up like he Thanos, or at least like Zemo, something like that. Because if they can have a character something like Zeno, I'm good with it. And stuff that what I noticed. Because you can't have characters like um good characters like that and just have a bad story. Because things when you have a bad story with a good character like that make people think that the Thrawn character is not good at all unless you're a book reader or look it up yourself. You will never know how smart Thrawn is. I think, in my opinion, because think about it, when you look at Thrawn and stuff like that, you can tell from a picture, like you could
Yeah,
tell, like it sounds like Thrawn is a general, and he is good with battlefields and stuff like that, and he got to be good
yeah,
and
for
stuff like
yeah.
that.
That's
Because
fair.
for me, the war for the Empire, if you're not a good fighter or some kind of brilliant mind, and you wouldn't be a general over the army and not like that. And they could have like Thrawn taking over towns, I think, stuff like that, like in the background and stuff like that. And it sounded like the people could be scared of him just saying, just don't say his name and stuff like that. And his name could have been Thrawn, but then just drop clues and stuff of it. Just drop clues of it. Sound like the MCU did just with Thanos, and that'd be a good thing if you do him like that. That's what I think. And it kind of like the art, just the Acolyte show. Um, the Acolyte show. I'm not even sure, in my opinion, should I be hype over the show or not? Because the big old director of the show taught some Frozen, Frozen and Star Wars together. But I'm looking at them. I say, so you can't put Frozen and Star Wars in time for a fighting show. Supposed to be about getting free and stuff like that. And you say Frozen, Frozen, really? And that don't make sense in my opinion. It don't.
Yep. No,
Because they about me, it's supposed to be like acolytes or Jedi's and stuff like that, just trying to do good around the universe. And you telling me, and you try to tell me just a new ruler taught some. it's Frozen and Star Wars together, that don't get me hyped. That get me like how can I say this? Disappointed in the show. And this when the Acolyte show come out, I will not be, in my opinion. They might not like me for saying this. That's what I will not be. In my opinion, they might not like me, but I don't care. I will not be getting hyped over that show unless I see a trailer and plus the trailer is way different than what she said. That's the only thing I'm looking for. It's just like a good story. That's all I'm looking for. Because the thing about me doing Star Wars, you got to have like a good story and good dialogue because that's what it's a whole bunch of lore, and you got to put good dialogue in there. I don't get how people don't get it sometimes, but that's what everybody different. But that just me. Sure, that just me. That just me in my opinion. What I notice most of the time, and kind of like the thing for me that is like that it is like when the new um when do the new Constant Fairy supposed to come out this month or next month? Because I'm gonna try to figure out when that new season will come out of Constant Fairy because they never put a date. Because I think Cosmic Fury um it's supposed to be somehow shoot. See first episode unknown, but it don't say a date though. Just think shit. I'm trying to see about number 30, first episode to be announced. Oh, or they just didn't announce it yet. They didn't announce it yet. Cause shoot. Oh no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It says set. Never mind. No, that's about the hands. And it kind of like the thing I noticed and stuff like that. Oh, they supposed to come out. Supposed to come out September 6th. Okay, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Because the thing about it might be it might be a crossover season with some of the big old Mighty Morphin people. I think, in my opinion, and that'd be a good thing. Stuff like that. Because if you look at this season, they had the special, the Power Rangers special, and plus we getting Cosmic Fury the same year. Because the thing for me, right? If Power Rangers, like in my opinion, take a break just for making seasons, they can make specials on based on other Rangers teams. I think, in my opinion, and they can add like the Zeo Rangers with this group right here. You can add Zeo in space Zeo work together. Mighty Morphin Zeo. You could kind of like mix it up a little bit. I think, in my opinion, when you go by Power Rangers in the Zordon era, because that's what it got. Mighty Morphin. You go Ninja Rangers, Samurai, three, I think, some of that, and that's Power Ranger special. And they can have like Zack turn into a Ninja Ranger, I think, or just have Adam transform into that just the green Zeo. I think, in my opinion, that also be a good thing. Because the thing about it is, if Zack there, sure, you got to have Adam transform into the green Zeo Ranger. That be the only way that can be like correlate together. That's what I think. Because 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 just in my opinion, stuff like that. Shoot, I have a feeling that the next special is that the Mighty Morphin Rangers probably got galactic armor thing they had up in the 90s and stuff like that. Just for the next monsters, I think. Because Rita was hard enough to beat with the original powers. This Rita right here was hard to beat. Shoot, that men, Billy, Catherine, all of them is gonna need to upgrade to the galactic armor to some point, or just transform into the Ninja Rangers, just with the same powers. But the thing about it, their powers be upgraded into the Ninja form. That's what I think that they should do. But just the thing about it, I'm not sure about the writer what he plan on doing with it because damn, for my opinion, having Zach as the leader in the performance special was good. I think, in my opinion, and he was a actual senator in that thing, a town senator, and plus, like, in my opinion, shoot, I think Zach actually made laws the for Power Rangers to be able to to be able to show their identity and stuff like that, as him as a senator and stuff like that, and be able to have Rangers live in peace, and that be a good thing. That's what I think that he did because then for him for him in my opinion for him in my opinion to be able to have a crossover thing that jump be good. I think in my opinion for him to have crossover into regular life and for him to have regular life and stuff and that actually be a good thing.
Yeah, right now.
With
We're not.
because to them like if you look at it if you look at it in my opinion that's actually a good thing. I think in my opinion for him to be a senator as some kind of undercover and stuff like that. For me, in my opinion, that's actually a good thing. But some people might like it, some people might not. But that's just me. And and kind of like for me, right? If it's not Lord Zed coming back up in the other specials, I think that Skull Man who used to be the general just for like Lord Zed army, he probably come back too, because he wasn't no joke either. And thing for me, if he gonna come back, that mean that Ninja probably got to come back too in one of these specials. Because we need Ninja back to beat these people that's coming back and stuff like that. And Ninjas know how to make power coins too. Just original power coins, she know how to make.
Yeah,
But the
right
thing,
now.
but the thing about if you notice, like Ninja know how to upgrade the power coins without messing with the grid and stuff like that. He know how to upgrade it, and that's the person that I think that Zach probably just got to find along with men. Because the thing about it, Billy, Trini, are and Rocky already got ninja powers already. That will mean that Min and Zach is gonna have to go on a journey to find their own way to get the power, and that be like a good adventure too to have if you look at it, in my opinion. Because think about it, looking at it like this, that Min and Zach still can learn from each other and stuff like that, and that be a good thing in my opinion. And kind of like that, and kind of my opinion, and once he upgrades to the ninja form, he can call on the Samurai Zord and he can call on the Ninja Zord, and that would give Zach a choice to earn his Zords and stuff like that, like he did. He was younger, everything like that. Because if you look at Zach in the special, he was actually good in it. I like him and Rocky, but the thing about Rocky might lose a little bit of weight, but Rocky still was good though in the special. if you look at it in a way, it sound like the Rocky the sound like the Rocky character actually benefit it in, into going into these crossovers. I think, in my opinion, that his character actually grown over the years as we keep on seeing him in the crossovers and specials he be in. His character had improved. I think, in my opinion, just from the show, just from the show to this, he did improve. I think, in my opinion, the Rocky character and stuff like that. And and for him to go from being hated to like now, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And kind of like the next Red Ranger who might need to improve in his crossovers is Troy and Jaden. Those two
yeah,
need,
yeah,
need
yeah.
to
They
need
do.
to be they need to be in more crossovers. Those two,
They should
because that's
be
what.
both. For, yeah,
Yeah, because then for me, the Troy character needed more
very
than
bland.
Jaden.
Yeah, this is very bland. Need more background.
Yeah, because think about it. When you look at the actor outside the Power Ranger suit, outside the Power Ranger franchise, he actually good. He's not a bad
Yes,
actor. It
just
just
the character though. How you portray the character, they give it to him. Very bland.
y- yeah, shoot, they gave him a bad character and stuff like that. But the thing about me, what I think the crossovers actually could,
Improve the characters.
yeah, improve them.
Yeah,
Prove them. That's what I think it could happen though. That from my opinion, shoot, that I would Troy. You know, I say, um, get me, get my character up in there in some of these specials, because that's what I hate to say it. I hate to say it. That what Rocky did. Rocky went from the original show onto let me see, what the first crossover he was in, Rocky, because shoot, he went from Mighty Morphin to Forever Red. I think he was in it. No,
yeah. No, that
yeah,
was Jason.
yeah, yeah. That was
Jason
Jason
was
Forever Red.
as a god. Yeah, yeah.
Because shut, because
Tommy
shut.
was Zero one or Turtle something. No, it was Zero. No. TJ was
Yeah,
the terrible for it. Yeah.
because shut. I think Rocky was in the next crossover after that. Because they had to choose into Rocky and Jason, and it's just we all know that Jason just would win
Yeah.
that toss up in between the two that to use. Yeah,
Mhm.
let me see now. Because like Rocky was in Ninja Steel crossover, he wasn't this special. Okay, let me see the special he was in because I know he wasn't Ninja Steel in this special right here, but the thing about it, he was in other specials too. I think unless he was the only two, unless the comics, yeah, unless you count the comic season that the comics, um, I could think shoot. I can't say Zio did improve Rocky character a little bit. It was Monty Morphin. He went to Zio and his character improved a little bit in that. And kind of like Turbo, I think, did his character good. Wait a minute, he was in Monty Morphin, Zio, and Turbo. Oh, I was right. He was in Turbo. He was in Turbo. And kind of like his last appearance was in oh yeah. Oh, we was right. Dark Barco. He was in Ninja Steel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and the red one, my friend, yeah, red my friend. That's it. For my life, right? Yeah.
Oh, and could they say Rocky was in Super Mega Force too? He was in Mega Force, Hyper Force, the internet show, wasn't on the internet show Hyperforce with the tabletop. He wasn't there. Super Ninja Steel, the movie, and Netflix. And he is in the comics. Okay. He was actually up in a lot of stuff, doing Power Rangers and stuff like that. And that when Troy, I think, that when Troy and Jaden might need to start doing, j- just for their character to be well liked, I think, and for the character to be flushed out. That's what I think, in my opinion, they need to do. Because think about it, look at Rocky. Um, he wasn't he wasn't like well received in Mighty Morphin at the very beginning, but that's what as the show went on, people started to like him. He went to Zeo,
Yeah.
people like him better than Zeo. He went to Turbo, people start liking more in Turbo. But if you look at it, that just the more stuff he did, that's the more fans he got based on the Rocky character growing and plus exploring different stuff. Because you look at the special, he became a fighter.
Yeah.
Like he wanted
Yeah.
because he wanted to help people. He wanted to help people, and him being a firefighter does actually help people. Think in my opinion. And kind of like the thing, like I noticed, like dealing with the Troy character, I think the Troy character got more of a bigger potential of growing outside than Jaden.
Yeah.
Uh, because I think, in my opinion, when you look at Jaden, that all Jaden knowing is training. He don't know
Yeah.
nothing else. Unless he meets somebody else that's similar to him, um, I probably can say Zach probably can get him to open up a little bit. If you get Zach
Yeah.
and him up to the same thing, because like Billy might not be able to do it. And men, I like her, but she not like a people person that can be able to talk to people and get them to open up. I I think that if Zach and Billy was together, they can do it together. But the thing about it is they have to be separate. I had to say Zach. He- he- he's a better leader that can get people to open up. I think, in my opinion, if you look at it, shoot that just me in my opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Be, and kind of like the other characters that was in Samurai, I would get like Kevin for Samurai or Mike
Yeah.
in some in some in so many crossovers. Because they were, if you look at it, Adam wasn't other crossovers and he wasn't a leader. You
Yeah.
get Kevin, Mike. Should they brought back Tori for like Ninja Storm? She came back just from a crossover. Xander, he wasn't the leader, but that's what he came back from a crossover.
Yeah.
Shoot, the Power Ranger franchise, they could pretty much do like sound like Zach, Min, and all right there doing their own thing up that universe,
Yeah.
and they can have like Xander and other people like in another group doing their own thing, just trying to save the world, and they
Yeah.
and Zach and them come in and help them out towards the end and stuff. You know what I mean? Sound like just let the new people come in and just try to beat the universe and stuff like that. And when you see the putties come in and help the other minions, and that was Zach and Billy come in and help them out. and that'd be a good thing too. That there's sound like seeing like the different fighting styles and different power sets come together. I think in my opinion the specials will be good. But but thing about for me in my opinion, what I would like to see, um, like I'm dealing with specials and stuff like that, is like the next special that I would like to see is something like if they could bring in like a Lost Galaxy, and plus in space. Because if you look at it, those two shows are similar, and and they can give the updates based on the Soccer Rangers, what they're doing the good for.
Yeah.
Because that way, if you look at it, the Soccer Rangers wasn't worse to be bad. Because you put them under a spell, and Dick had the Soccer Rangers being good. Let's see different sets of Soccer Rangers that from a multiverse, because that's what we already know. We already know in Top Power Rangers that it's the multiverse, because that's what this Power Rangers team might be good, but in this universe they could be bad and stuff like that. And they can say it like that because think about it, in the comic books, they're already proven, and plus on live TV, they're already proven that it is evil Rangers already and stuff like that. Or they can have the A Squad escape that wasn't SPD,
Yeah.
and and just try being evil again. Because if you look at it, shoot, the A Squad turn evil
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's a lot of things that they can do because this special show, like you could have it for kids and for like grown ups at the same time. You can do it, and even kids don't like kiddie stuff. That's why they watch anime. That's why they watch Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Black Clover. Kids don't even watch kids stuff, Holly. Come on. It be their dose most of the time that they be saying talk stuff. Should the kids don't watch Dragon Ball Z? Really? Because them kids sure know them characters before you do, and you supposed to watch it and stuff like that. And kind of like this part, and plus for the Mighty Morphin team and stuff like that. Shoot, they need to upgrade Tommy Helmet. I think when they next see him, because right when you look at the comic books, just with Tommy power up, um, um, up the comic book stuff like that, and Back for the Sun, his helmet turned gold when he upgraded and stuff like that. And and plus, the thing about it, I don't get how they don't do it in the show. That up in the special. I understand the reason why they didn't do in the special just for the plot and stuff like that. Just for the special in the movie, they did for the plot. I just understood that. But that's what after this right here, they need to have Tommy upgrade his power coin. Because then when you look at the comic books and stuff like that, it's different versions of Green Rangers sound like dark black with green, black helmet, gold shield and stuff like that. Even if you notice in the games, it's different versions of Green Rangers and stuff like that. And it's different versions of green, red, pink, and blue. But the Black Rangers pretty much consistent with their colors in most of the universes and stuff like that. And Lulu is only one Lulu Ranger, I think. Something that's different, and that's Trini. But thing about Trini's daughter, I'm not sure that if they're gonna do her like the comic book Trini, or they gonna do her different and stuff like that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Um, and and it kind of like the next special that they do need to be about 2 or 3 parts. That what I would do. Some of that. if I was doing a special in next Power Ranger stuff like that because to the next Power Ranger show you got to mix in Zeo and Mighty Morphin up in the next part, and sound like people might not agree with it. They might not agree with it, but that's what if you look at it, that should the next Power Rangers need to be at least about 2 parts. A 2 part movie or series, at least by hour or some apiece, at least an hour or close to an hour for 2 parts. I think, in my opinion, for both parts, and that'd be a good thing for me because it should be like an hour and 5 minutes for the first part, and an hour and 3 or 4 minutes for the second part. Be, because the thing, in my opinion, so you got to explain just how the Zeo Rangers and Mighty Morphin supposed to work together, or they can go like Samurai Power or something like that. If they're not gonna do that, just had a samurai, just had the Mighty Morphin and Zero Rangers come in there, work together. But the thing about it, I would make it 2 parts. Because that's just me. I would make it like a 2 part, uh, like a 2 part, like a 2 part miniseries. I think in my opinion, could have thing about it. If you heard behind the scenes, this city Power Ranger special was made in 12 days.
Oh yeah, yeah, they did say it, yeah, they did.
And they made that special in 12 days, and that was that good. I probably can imagine my opinion if they had like a whole 2 or 3 months to make it.
Yeah,
It'd be better than this, I think, in my opinion. And they would have made it special. I think, in my opinion, stuff like that. If they would have had, if they would have had more time,
yeah,
I think this special would have been 2 parts. I think, in my opinion, because think about it, shoot, 12 days give us a 55-minute special for 12 days. I probably can imagine a whole month.
yeah,
Sure, we probably got three or 4 parts or something, and just for like, and Netflix gives them a whole lot of freedom. If you look at the stuff that been in this special, Nickelodeon wouldn't even have allowed half these stuff that wasn't as special. I think, in my opinion, because you look at the samurai stuff, I think that was on Nickelodeon. Some of the stuff that wasn't Sentai, Nickelodeon cut out based on supposed to be a kids channel and stuff like that. When you look at it and stuff, what I noticed, and it kind of, in my opinion, they need to figure out the way just how to bring back Zordon. I think, in my opinion, because think about for me, by the time Turbo come back in a Turbo crossover, if Zordon ain't back, shoot, that bad guy is gonna come back. That big old alien fish man is gonna be coming back for Turbo and deal with talks and stuff like that. Because most of the time the bad guys they have fear on Zordon for some reason because they don't know Zordon is the general, a real good general. And he can beat people. And they must have seen him before he went inside that capsule. And kind of like, in my opinion, stuff like that. Kind of, in my opinion, people might not like it. Stuff like that. It's something like they need to make Zordon come out that capsule. I think, in my opinion, and just have feet and legs and stuff like that, and just have a throne or some kind of seat he sit in inside that special. Because people might not like me for saying this, but we do not want to see Zordon inside that capsule again
yeah,
because we see what happened. Be- because we see what happened. Because we see what happened. This one Billy just our find Zordon. This me. Just try to find that. Just try to find another source that is not a capsule to keep Zordon in. At least in a chair or something like that for him to be able to like how can I say this, for him to be able to rest and kind of like conserve his energy. and that'd be a good thing if they could find that. And kind of like the bad thing about it, something before Tommy died. Tommy been one of this special before he died, but the thing is, it was too late by the time it made because they must shoot because if you look at it, shoot because since he wanted Zach, he wanted Billy, he wanted everybody to be able to come back and do this special they made right now. And kind of like the thing about for me, if they made like future specials, I think in my opinion, they better thank Tommy. Just feel like have these specials and keeping the Power Ranger brand alive because that's what it was for Tommy and him and stuff like that, keeping his brand alive. I think Power Ranger Ben would have went under. I think in my opinion, and kind of like the season, and kind of like the season that saved Power Ranger was like in space, and plus like in space kind of save it. It kind of like Dino Thunder kept it afloat when he was in. Because you look at the seasons Tom was in, people liked it, and it kind of like the least liked season he was in was Turbo. But the thing about it, Turbo get too much hate in my opinion. But the thing is, the Turbo, in my opinion, is not a bad season. This Turbo Rangers is not a bad season in my opinion. Some people might agree, some people might disagree, but Turbo is not a bad season. And stuff like that. And kind of like the last thing I want to talk about before I leave, the something like that is kind of like the and kind of like the Power Ranger stuff that I want to talk about next stream. It's something like it's it's something like next stream stuff. There. I just want to talk about I just want to talk about next stream what season of Power Rangers and that which actors that I would bring back just for each crossover season and stuff like that. Next stream and stuff
Yeah.
like that we talking about.
Okay.
Because think about it, it's 25 seasons. 25 seasons was for Power Rangers, and and just try to talk about it in one stream was which actors and stuff to bring back in one stream is gonna take too long. I'll talk about that next stream and stuff like that with season of Power Rangers and which actors and stuff like that. What I'll probably would bring back for each season and stuff like that next stream and stuff like that. And like for anybody that's watching like for the next time I stream, if y'all got if y'all got some type of disagreement based on Power Rangers and what I think is stuff like that, shoot, so I just might live stream tomorrow or Tuesday on TikTok or something like that. Just talk about some of this Power Ranger stuff, Power Rangers, and plus like the MCU, which might trigger some people on TikTok. But I don't care. But if they got opinion on it, they can actually they can actually talk about it with me on TikTok. Th- just when I go live, they be because they're my opinion. Sure, I went live there on TikTok and nobody on TikTok challenged my point shit. That's what
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep on my opinion going live on TikTok tomorrow or Tuesday, but I'm not sure which day. But they might y'all would know about it this when this when I go live and stuff like that on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. I'm actually I might post which way y'all gonna do it and stuff like that. And kind of like the thing about it, in my opinion, is like on TikTok. If they got my opinion, disagreeing with me, they can always talk
Yeah.
about it. And
Yep.
for his live stream, there, if y'all want energy drink by W or something like that, I got the link down below because they sell powder, they sell shirts, hats, and plus starter packs dealing with W and stuff like that was 14.99. The on the starter packs stuff like that. If and that and and plus the link and stuff to it is like up in the description box of anybody who want it and con and kind of like discount code is Nation1, just all lowercase, just for anybody up in there who just get it unconfused on stuff like that. Just before I leave, stuff like that, and kind of like I got Philly sponsored with Timu, some type of online, some type of online app, something that when you buy stuff and plus like a code there up in the description box as well with just for anybody that want it. And plus I got one from the Gundam store. I think some of that down below as well. Other stuff like that. And like for everybody watching, I'll see y'all later and see y'all next
See ya.
stream. Okay.